Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, UFC 249 has been cancelled. It's been cancelled, and I have to say, it's not a surprise to me that this has happened, but I think the manner, the way that it's happened, that's a surprise. Because in case you didn't know, Dana White was told, or he's come out in an interview anyway, and said that he was told by ESPN Plus executives and Disney executives that he should shut that shit down, that he should step down, I think was the word that he used. So he's essentially been told by people higher up than himself that he needs to cancel it. And like, I understand why that's happened. Because ultimately there would be massive court cases if a fighter or a coach or anyone like that, anyone that would be involved with the event had it gone ahead. If any of them had got coronavirus when literally the whole globe is shut down right now, the UFC would have faced some serious legal action. It would have been a scandal, and it could have been the thing that allowed Bellator to overtake them. So I understand what ESPN probably didn't want that on their platform either. They wouldn't have wanted to be associated with that. What surprises me though is that Dana White would follow that advice. The reason why I say that is because WME are one of the most powerful talent agencies in the world. They are. So why would they just agree to shut down on ESPN and Disney's request? I mean, I really did think that it was the right thing to do. Like, after Khabib and Rose pulled out last week, pulled out of the card, I expected that it would be cancelled. But Dana White said no. He basically said that he made Ferguson versus Gaethje, which, whilst not the fight that we particularly wanted, I'd have been very interested to see how that played out. I'd have been very interested in that. And I don't really know what the plan was with Jessica Andrade. I don't think there was one, because Rose pulled out very last minute due to very unfortunate family circumstances. So, Tony Ferguson, man, he has to be the unluckiest guy in MMA. He has to be. Like, this Khabib fight falling through 5 times now. And under the circumstances, like, why did coronavirus have to happen now when we're finally going to get this fight? After 4 previous pullouts. Conor McGregor gets a shot at the title that was Tony's by right. Conor should never have got that. Tony should have had it in the bag. They're making Khabib the champion for beating Al Quinta, who basically who isn't a championship level fighter. I like Al Quinta, I really do, but he wasn't even at championship weight, and he wasn't even in the top 10, so that should not have been a championship fight at the time. Tony Ferguson literally won the interim title. He'd won the interim title before that. And yes, I am a Tony Ferguson fan, but he's one of the most unlucky fighters in the sport, and this has actually given me inspiration to do another video on, I've got a real opinion on who has been very unlucky in MMA, because I think that MMA is very circumstantial as far as who has rises at certain times and who doesn't. I think that there's a lot of outside factors that really affect things, like Tony not getting title shots on several occasions, them just anointing Khabib Nurmagomedov, the champion, losing my voice here, but them anointing Khabib the champion when his win streak at the time was not as big as Tony's. Like, his win streak in the UFC anyway was a lot less than Tony's. So they've anointed Khabib the champion, which, it's fine. A lot of people did recognise Khabib as the best fighter in the division. But additionally, they then made Khabib versus Conor just because of the hype, really. Conor still hadn't won a fight in well over a year at the time they made the Khabib-Conor fight. And Ferguson was still on his tear. I think he was 9 or 10-0 at that time in his last. He was 9 or 10 on the spin, wins on the spin. So now Ferguson has to jump through really bad hoops. I mean, I guess the one thing that I'm glad about here is that he didn't have to go through Justin Gaethje, because I think Gaethje is a tough out for anyone, and I think was very capable of causing an upset in this situation when Ferguson's been training for a guy that's very grappling heavy, and Gaethje would have moved forward and thrown punches at his face. So I do think that Ferguson, I'm a massive Tony Ferguson fan. And I don't want to say that he had a lucky escape, because I do think he's a better fighter than Justin Gaethje. But Justin Gaethje is a man who on any given day can beat literally, I would say, anyone in the top 10. Even Khabib. I think Gaethje could catch Khabib. I think he's got the wrestling to potentially nullify him as well. So you've got a guy there that's extremely dangerous. When Ferguson's been training, and Khabib's a very specific fighter, so you have to imagine that Ferguson will have been doing a lot of jiu-jitsu and will have been training specific for Khabib's wrestling. So trying to use footwork and stay in the centre of, trying to stay away from the edge of the cage. Whereas Gaethje's a completely different game plan, really. It would be more about trying to put volume on him on the feet. So I think they're two completely different opponents. So Ferguson, maybe in some ways, it's a blessing in disguise. But I really hope this fight gets made for him, because I think Tony Ferguson, there's never been a fighter like him. I don't think there'll ever be another one like him. And I do think that he's the man to beat Khabib. I think that for quite a few reasons. But like I say, I'm going to be doing a video about the 5 unluckiest fighters in MMA history. And I'm going to give my reasons behind that. Obviously, as always, it will just be my opinion. This was just a quick one, guys. I just wanted to quickly react to that situation. But thank you very much for listening. And as always, please like the channel and subscribe to the video. Peace. Hey guys, welcome back.